Alright guys, thanks for joining me on another episode of Off Axis Builds. Tonight we're going to be working on electrical channels. I'm going to be running two underneath the chairs on either side, one on each side. I'm not going to be using the stock location where you're running the wires because I'm not actually putting carpet over to hide the wires. The stock location is actually right there on the driver's side here channel next to the floor. So actually I moved it in underneath the seat brackets, and I'm going to hide it with some carpet padding and then make it look really nice. So to do this job, I actually have some 1-inch pipe that I'm going to be running underneath the chair mounts, and then I'm also going to be running it underneath the floor buildup that I did. You've probably seen this in other videos. I actually made a 2-inch lift on the floor. The reason why I did that is so I had a better foot position on the pedals. Because I'm not going with stock pedals, I'm going with the Wilwood setup. They're just a little bit taller, so what I want to do is I raise the floor 2 inches, and that actually gives me a good location to hide some of this wiring and some other stuff I need to. So we're going to go ahead and get that located, bent, and hopefully slid into place tonight. So stay tuned, guys. Remember to always like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell for upcoming notifications. And also, there's a link down below from some new merch that I have. I got a hat, I have some shirts, beanies, long sleeves, sweatshirts, got a whole bunch of cool stuff. Check out that link, help support my channel, that'd be a real big help to me. Also, remember guys to always comment, because I'm always here to answer comments. So, leave an answer, leave, some sort of reply to my video so I can, see what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, what I can help you with. Anyways guys, let's get going. All right.
Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and bend these to match what the floor looks like. I want to go underneath my seat and then back into the back. So let's go ahead and take a look at that inside the car. So the idea here is I got to drill a hole through this part right here. It's my seat mount that I have, one on this side and one on this side. And then it's going to fit underneath here, and then I'm going to bring it underneath here. Okay, so I will need to cut the carpet back enough to where that pipe can go through. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is come out somewhere in here to where it lines up with that electrical hole right there, so I can bring the electrical down like normal, come on out, and then run it through that pipe underneath my floorboard. Okay, so I'll need to get the floorboard out to see where those mounting holes are going to be. But what I'd like to do is from this point here to this point here, it drops off. So I got to do a little bend right at this point to follow the floor line. Okay, and then from right about here, it flattens back out. Okay, so what I'd like to do is come straight through here and right straight through that back wall. Now I want to see if how I did the framing back there. I may have to do a slight bend to bring it closer to this piece here. Hopefully I can just go straight in. We'll see what I have on the inside. Okay, so what I'm going to use to bend this pipe is this Eastwood tubing bender. Okay, so I got to set it up to bend 1-inch tube, which I have right here. I have the 1-inch dies for that. Okay, so I just got to put that into the bender and then find out where I want to bend it. Now I haven't done much bending, so I'm not quite sure exactly where I want to start the bending. I'm assuming that the mark that I have will be the center of the bend. Okay, I could set it up to where the mark is here, and then as it comes through, it'll just slowly bend it. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing a full tight bend like that. It's just going to be a slight bend and then a slight bend back. So let's go ahead and get you guys set up on the camera, get this thing set up for the 1 inch, and start bending. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and eyeball where it is on this carpet here. Push it back about 2 inches because I want it to be underneath this back section 2 inches, okay? Then we're going to go ahead at that point, make a mark right there. And alright guys, so anytime you're doing any sort of bending, it's always good to have one of these type of protractors, okay? Find out where the pipe is sitting when you start. Sometimes you're not working on level ground, so you want to take whatever number that is, subtract it, or add it to the number you're bending, okay? Now, I'm not really sure the number of what I'm going to be bending to, so I'm going to kind of eyeball it, but the key to this is once I eyeball one side, I'm going to get a measurement, and I'll make sure the other side's identical, okay? So let's go ahead and slide this part in, okay? See if I can get it in there. So, if I were to put that mark right here, that means the bend's going to go past that mark, and that's what I want, okay? So, we're going to go ahead and take this mark, get it right at the edge of that, and then we'll just go ahead and tighten this down. Doesn't need to be tight, just snug to the pipe so the pipe doesn't move. Alright guys, so it looks to be darn near close to level here. Let's get that thing stop spinning. It's at 0. Yeah, slightly over 0. I'm just going to call it 0, okay? When we come to here, you see that? This is where the angle starts, okay? I'm looking at about a 10-degree angle. and then we come back here, and the angle goes back to 0 again. So I'm going to call this a 10-degree angle. We're just going to go with that, okay, guys? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I want this to be a 10-degree angle, okay? Because I can't put the measuring device there, so I have to measure this. So I'm just going to go ahead and bend this till it hits 10 degrees. However, I want to go about 2 degrees to 3 degrees over because it is going to spring back, okay? So, I think what we'll do, I'll bend this. Let me get a piece of paper out and show you the bend we actually need. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and just draw this out on this piece of cardboard just so you can kind of see once I get it bent the angles I'm going for. Okay, so we're going to start out here. Okay, I want to go to a 10 degree. Okay, 10 degrees, roughly, let's get this thing lined up. I may not have enough cardboard here, let's see here. Let's see if I can get that. Ooh. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's try that a little bit longer. So we want 10 degrees. So this would be 90 minus 10, so I'm looking at right. That'd be 5, 10. Yeah, that put 90. Yeah, that's right. So we're going to want to do that angle right there. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is do this. Okay, that's the 10-degree angle that we're setting. However, just so I can make the whole piece fit here, drag that 10 degrees down to here. Okay. So that's one bend. Okay. Second bend. Second bend will be about 8 inches away. Okay, so we're going to do the second bend, and that's going to go back level. Okay, that would be the second bend. Okay, so this is what we're going to see when it's all said and done. So we're going to see the back section, the bend, and then the part that goes to the front of the car. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that cut, or not cut, but bent. Alright, so I bent it up. Now I want to bend this part up again right here. Alright guys, I would say that's pretty darn spot on. Follows there nice and clean. It comes on out nice and clean. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go ahead and get this fitted in the car. Now I am going to have to kind of squeeze it through the hole, slide it down, and squeeze it through the back section. So we'll deal with that when we get in the car. But I want to get the second one bent to match. Alright guys, so now we got two identical rods bent at the same spot. Perfectly matched. Now all that's left is to actually get in the car, drill some holes, slide this thing in, weld them in, and they're done. So let's go ahead and drill some holes, guys. Alright guys, so that's what it's going to kind of look like with my floorboards in. It's going to be underneath this, obviously. So looks like from this point I'm going to have to come over about 2 inches so I can clear those nuts or spacers that are holding this floor off the ground. Okay, that being said, I will also need to notch around here, which is not a big deal because the carpet's going to cover over all that. I'm not too worried. I'll have enough insulation you won't even notice it's there. Back here, similar situation. I'm going to put enough insulation down that the carpet will be almost flush with the top of this, so you won't even notice it back there, but it doesn't really matter because people won't be sitting back there. So I could technically, if I wanted to, leave it as is, paint it black, call it a day, but I want to hide it, and that's the whole point of me putting this in, is to hide the electrical so it looks clean. So I think for now I'm just going to take this 2-inch measurement, come down, mark where I want to put this thing through, and drill all the way through both sides, and then bore it out. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get this thing pulled out and get that thing marked. I went ahead, bent this guy up thinking it'd be a great little fix. Having a little hard line in here would be really nice, so you step on it, you're not going to squish it. Ran into an issue with it. I'll show you right now what I'm talking about. I was able to get it through the hole that I drilled. Obviously I had to get it very carefully in there. Now the problem comes into play right underneath here. Wasn't able to push it in any further because of this bar. I'm not able to just slide it in. So even if I was able to notch that and get that in there, I'd still have some issues trying to get it back here. Okay, so to solve that problem, we go ahead and use some of this plastic tubing. Okay, what's nice about this is I can, instead of going straight into here, I can push it tight against this lip right here and actually make it fit a little nicer in there to where the carpet won't have a big hump. Okay. Secondly, obviously it fit in there, but secondly, I could just shape it any direction that I want to go, so it's not going to interfere with any of those bolts. So I think this is a better solution. I just need to get some sort of attachment hook or something that I can attach it down without putting holes through the floor, just until I get the I guess the flooring put in. And then back here it'd be the same thing. Just figure out how to get it attached over here until I can get all the carpet in there. I think after I drill the hole in this corner and slide it in, I think that's going to help hold it in that position. So I think this is a better solution. I'm going to go ahead and finish drilling that side. Okay, I didn't actually video drilling this. I didn't think you guys wanted to watch that, but it was pretty much a pain. I might video that side, so we'll see. So at this point, I just need to notch this corner section so that can slide in and finish that side.
Alright guys, thanks for joining me on another episode of Off Axis Builds. I wanted to end this video a little early. I'm going to do 2 parts to this video. The reason for that is it was just getting a little long, and anyways, I just wanted to split it up into 2. The first part was making this pipe. I wanted to try to use this. I think it would have been a great idea. The problem with this design was I couldn't get it underneath the seat rails, and that's mainly because I had all that already welded in, and just wasn't enough clearance to do that, and I didn't want to cut that in half and then weld it back together. It's gonna be a big old pain. So I went ahead and split this video into 2. The next video I'm going to be installing the plastic pipe. You saw that at the end of this video. I explained a little bit about that and the reason why I had to switch over. So anyways, you know, sometimes things change, but just kind of want to keep you guys in the loop of what's going on and you know, what I've been dealing with on this guy. So like I said, the next video I will be finishing up that project. I won't be running electrical, but I will be finishing up the floorboards and electrical pipe. So anyways, thanks guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember guys, it's always built, not bought. See you on the next one.